Is it really 20%? That is the question I want to ask you. But first, so I'm talking to you here today on Ladies' Day. Ladies' Day, which is Royal Ascot Horse Racing Day. And usually we would actually be there because we're lucky enough to be able to get down there and see the whole show, be part of the action and see the Queen come in and everything else. But today's question is a quick question on, is it really 20%? And what I'm referring to is the 20% in terms of 80-20, the 80-20 rule of if you're being good in terms of are you doing the right things, in terms of the things that are going to make you feel fitter, healthy and happier. Are you doing most of the things that are going to make you feel that 80% of the time, so that it gives you then the leeway to enjoy yourself for 20% of the time. Okay, so this is my 20%. This is my where I know I've been working hard. I know I've got my nutrition on point. I know I'm getting the water that I need. I know I'm getting enough sleep. I know I'm getting the right amounts of food and everything, and the right number of calories in. And then the rest of the 20%, I get to do what I want to. I get to eat and drink what I want to because I've got that 80% buffer, so to speak, as opposed to what normally happens is people think that they're doing 20%, but it actually works out at more like 30, 40, possibly even 50%. And then you're kind of kidding yourself. It doesn't matter to me if you're on 50-50, but if you're saying that you want to feel fitter, healthy and happier, and you're committed to getting the results that you want to, of having more energy, of sleeping better, of having, the puff to be able to get up and down the stairs without being out of breath, whatever it is, if you want those things, it's going to take change. And a nice rule of thumb, a nice easy rule of thumb to follow is the 80-20, whereby you work and you are good, so to speak, in terms of you know that you're doing the basics right 80% of the time, so that you have this 20% leeway where you can enjoy the things that you like in life. So, like say you, Yuko, I know that you love certain chocolates. You might have a chocolate bar in your bag everywhere you go, right? It's the same for everyone else. Like, I want you to have a nutrition plan whereby you're keeping in the things that you like. I want you to have a lifestyle whereby you're doing the things that you love as well. But truth be known, like, to change your lifestyle, to change it into a healthier and fitter and happier lifestyle, means that there's going to have to be change from what you're doing at the moment, all right? And that's where the 80-20% rule comes in terms of, also you've got to look at it as 80% of your rules are going to come from 20% of what you do, but that's a whole other video. What I'm talking about here is that for most of the time, for 80% of the time, are you getting the basics right? That is the question. Or is it more like 20, 30, 40, 50? Where's the line? Like, it also comes down to, how much you're measuring things as well, so that you can track. And ultimately, what I want you to do is to be able to quantify what you're doing in terms of, so that you can measure it, because what you can measure, you can improve, which comes down to, are you being good 80% of the time, and are you giving yourself that freedom and flexibility 20% of the time? So what is your ratio? Is it 80-20 or is it 70-30? What is it? Because it's roughly 80-20, which is where you get to see the long-term results and you get to benefit for the long term. So I'm now back off to the racing. I hope you have an enjoyable Thursday, and I'll see you soon for another video on MPRS's systems and how we change people's lives here in York, because we're on a mission to transform this city into the fittest, healthiest and happiest city in the north, and do it without any more gimmicks and fad diets and quick fixes, and also help our NHS out in terms of reducing the burden that is placed on it due to people having issues when it comes to issues arriving from being overweight and obese. Because right now, especially in York, the stats are pretty scary. 6 out of 10 adults in York are categorized as being overweight or obese, and from that can lead on to even more dangerous kind of health issues that can come up. So that's the mission that we're on. And if you want to find out more about how we could help you by you joining us on our mission here in MPRS or at MPRS, then DM me below or click the link below this video, or ring us or WhatsApp us on this number that will appear later on. Okay, so have a great Thursday. Cheers.